I wanted to ask you about the stock market, Ed, if I could. It kept plunging today following news that the 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico went into effect, in addition to doubling the import tax on Chinese goods to 20%. On top of yesterday's losses, the S&P 50, Dow, and Nasdaq were all down. The S&P 500 is now dropped below its election day level, erasing any Trump-related gains. What are your concerns about a global economic slowdown?
Major, and I think it's already beginning. I mean, remember, Canada, Mexico, and China are America's three largest trading partners. Now, Canada and Mexico are its two largest. And the American auto sector is utterly integrated with these North American NAFTA, formerly NAFTA partners. So this is a trade war on America's auto sector. It's a trade war in terms of China's retaliation on America's farm sector. It's a trade war on American prices. Trump promised to reduce prices, not inflation, actual prices. We're going to see inflation picking up quite rapidly. And one thing I've never quite seen is at the Atlanta Fed yesterday said at current rate, the first quarter of 2025, we're going to see an annualized shrinkage of GDP of, I think it was 2.8%. I forget the exact decimal point. They had been forecasting just 2 months earlier a 2-point-something% expansion. I've never seen sentiment and projections, particularly by a central bank, who are very cautious people, swing so violently from growth to contraction. So we're seeing the real sort of, I mean, more rapidly than anybody could have imagined, Trumpian economic chickens coming home to roost quite quickly.
Having said that, Howard Lutnick, as I'm sure you know, the Secretary of Commerce, suggested on Fox News that a deal with North American allies could be announced as soon as tomorrow. Do you think that's likely, or is it bluster?
Anything is possible. I mean, because this is even more harmful to Canadians and Mexicans than it is to American consumers. So, I mean, they would, of course, like an exit ramp. And Trump, of course, likes to trumpet deals. So if you can claim, look, I threatened them and they caved, might not be true, but if you can somehow present it that way, then nothing would surprise me.